What's happening?
Hey, we got some new aromas in the room that we are not accustomed to.
This is true. We are doing something. Well, we've had fan feedback.
We have. This is a request.
Yeah, this is a request. So, and I'm sure you can figure out by now, the request was Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
And I'll have to tell you, when I started kind of getting into whiskeys, I'm not going to get into that debate as Jack Daniels bourbon.
Right.
You can discuss that. But my only experience was with the old number 7, and it's fine. It's
it's a staple.
It's a staple.
Yeah.
It's probably the most popular whiskey, or one of, certainly throughout the world.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to all kinds of places, and you'll see people wearing the old number 7 T-shirt and that sort of thing. But I'll have to say I haven't really dove down the Jack Daniels path.
Yeah.
How about you?
I used to drink a lot of Gentleman Jack. The single barrel. I've gone through several bottles of that. I can drink a number 7.
Yeah.
And it's a Jack and Coke. That was
classic.
It's classic. That's some people's very first drink is a Jack and Coke.
Yeah.
I can drink it just straight up, just like everybody else. So it just has that charcoal filtering, just gives it enough of a different taste that some people either love it or hate it. Some people are.
And so what Jamie's referring to is Jack Daniel is one of the kind of the pioneers, if you will, in making Tennessee whiskey back in the day.
Yeah.
And what makes technically Tennessee whiskey is what they call the Lincoln County process. So ostensibly the contents are a bourbon-ish mash bill. In fact, I think it follows the same rules as bourbon mash bill, if I remember. But then they filter it through charcoal, maple wood charcoal, or something like that, right?
Yeah, and I believe Jack Daniels is still part of the Brown Forman group.
Yeah,
which
that's
has
true.
Old Forester and all that. So
Woodford, Old Forester. And I'll tell you that, like, again, I should dive into more Jack Daniels because they're putting out so many products right now. And like what we're showing here
10
right
year,
now,
14 year. I mean, it's all over the place.
Bonded, Rise, all sorts of things. We're showing a fraction of their product portfolio. Yeah. And I'm not even claiming this is the best of their product portfolio. These are just the things that between Jamie and I
it's more the base lineup.
Baseline, yeah. This one's a little bit different. This one, and we'll talk about that when we get there. So I guess let's dive in and go for the old number 7 here. So, and we're talking. It smells better, right? I thought so. 80 proofer.
Yeah.
Again,
it has a good nose.
It does. It does smell a little bit like rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, it does.
A little bit.
Yeah. I mean, that filtering process does change the nose, so it's not that standard bourbon. So it is different, but
yeah. All right, might as well.
Yeah.
Now, it's better than I remember. I'll tell you that. But it's been a long time since I've had the old number 7.
Yeah.
I could tell it's an 8-proofer.
Correct.
Because it's not jumping out and grabbing you like some of the other things that we dive into. There's a little bit of sweetness there, I think.
There is a little bit of sweetness, and for me, where on a bourbon, you'll get some heat, some burn in the palate. Mine's more, it travels a little bit, and then the heat kind of sneaks up, but it's down in my chest more than anything. But yeah, this isn't bad.
It's fine. Yeah,
it's not a bad.
Again, I can see why people like this.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly as a mixer, as Jamie mentioned, Jack and Coke. I mean, that's a classic.
You can't go wrong with
classic drink right there.
Yeah.
So, okay. All right, let's move to the next one. And I've had this before, but it's been a long time. And we're dealing with Gentleman Jack here, right?
Yeah, Gentleman Jack.
Double mellowed. What's it say down there in the lower left? Proof. What are we talking about?
80 proof.
80 proof.
And so, it's double mellowed. It goes through the process twice, I believe.
Okay.
And so the nose is a little softer yet.
Yeah.
And you almost
less of the rubbing alcohol, for sure.
And to me, that brings a little bit more, hate to say it, a little more bourbon
Yeah.
nose to it.
We'll say Tennessee whiskey
We'll say
for those
Tennessee.
Jack Daniel
Yeah.
purists out there. So,
Right, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's corn, there's brown sugar, maybe a little bit of cinnamon I'm getting, but yeah. All right.
That's pretty smooth.
It's extremely smooth.
I mean, really, it's smoother than I remember because it has been a minute since I've had this, but
no bite at all.
No bite at all.
And I would say it. I can see how these are certainly relatives of one another, but there's so much more depth of flavor.
Oh yeah.
Again, that corn for me is coming through a little bit. Some of that brown sugar is coming through a lot more. Yeah, it's a solid, smooth drink.
Pretty good drink. It's very smooth. There are hints of a little bit of cinnamon there. So it does that process. That second run through their process opens this up. I mean, it is. I mean, you can see this is a little lighter than the Jack Daniel's, so it is opened up a little bit. And
I don't think any of these have age statements. I'm gonna look here. No, there's no age statement. So I don't know how old these are.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I don't know if Jack Daniel's even specifies the age. So if you know more about this than we do, by all means, chime in. So what's our next one we're going to dive into?
This is a single barrel select.
Okay. And again, we're Tennessee whiskey, right?
It is, yeah, and it's 94 proof.
All right.
So a little heavier on the proof. From what I remember of this, there is some more notes in this.
Well, it's definitely darker.
Yeah, and so this this has a really good nose. It's sweet. There's
a little bit of fruit, almost like a cherry on it.
Yeah, some fruit, some caramel, some that corn comes through on this.
Yeah.
So this is typically, if I was going to pick one, I would typically go for this.
Yeah,
but I've been pleasantly surprised by the other two so far.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the cheapest. But this one's, and I don't remember, this is probably mid-20s.
Mid-20s.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And this is probably a little bit more expensive, but it's not crazy, right?
No, it's probably 40.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a little more.
Yeah.
And then this one, I'm guessing, is not a lot more, but it's probably a step up, too.
Yeah, almost 60, I think, is what
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's dive into that.
Fruit caramel, yeah.
It's good.
I like the jump in proof. It's not a huge jump, but I do like the
jump.
But
it's noticeable.
Proof. It is noticeable.
Yeah, and this is solid pour.
It's got a little more of like almost like a minerally aftertaste.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I mean, this is a good drink.
Yeah.
Of the three, I would say this is almost dessertish. I mean, you could have this after a meal.
Yeah, it's more sweet.
It's
for
more
sure.
sweet. It has,
because I'm getting that caramel and I'm getting a little bit of some cherry, and so the nose and the palate I think are pretty consistent with one another. Yeah,
it's a good drink.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll tell you about this last one because we did a trip, whenever that was, maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, I can't recall, and we were slowly making our way south, but we stopped in Tennessee, and we didn't do the full distillery tour, but we did stop at the Jack Daniel's distillery, and they had some things in their shop that I assume they're distillery-only types of things. It's got a little metal plate on it, and it says, specially selected by Lexi A. Phillips, Assisted Distiller 2021. And this is a single barrel rye. So far everything we're doing is Tennessee whiskey, and this is Tennessee rye whiskey. So a little bit of a different flavor. And I can't remember if I even had this. It's been sitting here for a special occasion, which I guess is today.
Today is the day.
And I don't remember what I paid, but I think it was reasonable, but again, it's a smaller bottle, so it's probably like $50-$60, but again, I don't remember. But sometimes when you go to these distilleries, they'll have things there that you can only get there.
Yeah.
So that was kind of why I picked it up.
No, immediately love the nose on this.
Yeah.
This,
Best nose, yeah, of the
best nose.
that rye spice is popping.
It's coming out pretty good. And I've not had a Jack Daniel's rye, to be honest with you.
I don't know that I have either. I've heard they're really good.
Yeah.
So I see them all the time, especially that bonded rye.
Yeah.
I just don't grab it. After today, I might change it.
pricier.
It's a little pricier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're probably pushing $80 on those.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's the 10 and the 12 and the 14-year Tennessee whiskeys. Forget it. I've not even seen one out.
I haven't seen them in public. Nope.
And when I hear secondary prices on some of those, I'm like, okay,
I may not see them for a while.
probably not going to be getting one of those. But if
Yeah.
you have a sample you want to send
Yeah.
us, we'll do another Jack Daniel's video of special things.
Yeah.
So if you have something, we'll take it. We'll sip on
Unless
it.
our producer Amanda finds one.
So
So
I don't know. Don't put anything past her.
I never do.
You give her a task, she'll go find it. All right, so what we got? So we got rye spice. Like it's a quintessential rye whiskey.
Yeah. You could not believe this was anything else but rye.
I don't know that I like it as much as I thought I was going to, though.
It's a unique. The taste is odd.
It's like you remember.
It doesn't taste like a rye.
No. Remember the vitamins that your mom or dad may have given you when you were a kid? Like not the Flintstones, the kind that taste like sweet tarts, but the other ones.
Like the Shackley type of
Yeah,
that are just terrible.
They're just terrible. And you
Yeah.
accidentally bit into one because you thought it was
Oh.
the Flintstones. It's kind of got that taste to it, like a vitamin-y,
It
I guess,
does.
minerally
This
taste
is
to it.
surprising because the nose is really good and the palate just does not match it.
I don't really like that.
That is odd.
Maybe it's been sitting in that bottle on my shelf for too long. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. It just the nose does not carry through the palate.
No.
And the rye spices that I was hoping were there are just missing. So
yeah, there's nothing that jumps out and says, "Wow, this is a rye whiskey." I don't know, man. I was kind of disappointed in that one. I wish I wouldn't have bought it, but anyway, that was something I bought a long time ago now. So I guess, oh well.
Yeah, I was hoping the second try was better. It's not. It fell short compared to where we were going. We seemed like we were gradually continuing to go better, and then this one kind of was a letdown.
Yeah,
but
Old Number 7 is way better than that one. So, okay, so summary. What are you taking home here? This one's worth this. These are both a significant step up from here.
Correct.
And then this is a big step up from here.
Oh yeah, these two you could actually just sit and sip on.
You could.
I mean, you could but this is a Jack and Coke. Use it as a mixer if you're not going to just drink it straight. This was disappointing.
Yeah.
But yeah, these you could have all day long. They're not overly priced.
No.
For what you'll find in
Readily available.
Even
this one is pretty easy to find, right?
It is.
Yeah. So, maybe we'll do a Jack Daniel's Part 2 down the road. Maybe we'll try to get into some of the other things because I have heard some things, really good things about some of the ryes. This one, for whatever reason, doesn't fit that bill. So I'm a little leery to buy that Jack Daniel's rye.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I don't know. I think I'm good here on this.
I think I'm good. I'm glad we did this.
Yeah.
These are
because this is such a popular brand.
It
right?
is.
And so Jamie and I have kind of explored a number of different categories. I think recently we did a whole series on different budget bourbons, and now we're starting to dive into some of, I would say, classic American whiskey brands. Jack Daniel's maybe being one of the most famous, if not the most famous.
Yeah, and you can get this worldwide.
You
can travel all over and you can find Jack Daniel's.
You absolutely can. So anyway, thank you all for tuning in. Catch us again here real soon.
Thank you.